This free step-by-step video comes to you directly from Haynes. You can complete more than 200 jobs on this vehicle when you purchase the complete online manual at Haynes.com.
Chock the front wheels to prevent the vehicle from rolling. Loosen the rear wheel lug nuts. Then jack up the rear of the car and support it on jack stands. Remove the rear wheels. Remove the brake drum. Before removing anything, clean the brake assembly with brake system cleaner. Do not use compressed air to blow the dust out of the brake assembly. To remove the shoes, first unhook the upper return spring from each shoe, noting the direction it is installed. Push down on the brake shoe hold-down spring with your thumb or a screwdriver. Then rotate the pin with a pair of pliers until it can pass through the slot in the spring. Remove the hold-down spring and pin, then repeat this for the opposite shoe. Unhook the lower return spring from the shoes. Remove the leading brake shoe along with the adjuster. Using a pair of locking pliers, pull on the cable with the pliers while compressing the cable spring, then disconnect the parking brake cable from the trailing shoe. With the shoes and related components on a bench, remove the adjuster, self-adjusting lever, and spring from the leading brake shoe. Pry open the parking brake lever retaining clip with a screwdriver or spreader, then separate the lever from the shoe. Be careful not to lose the wave washer that is under the clip. Transfer the old slotted stud, or install a new one if one was included, through the new trailing brake shoe. Put the lever in place on the new shoe in the correct direction. Place the wave washer over the pin, then install a new retaining clip. Crimp the ends of the clip together with a pair of pliers. Clean the adjuster components. Then lubricate the threads and ends with high-temperature brake grease. With the drain pan in place to catch brake residue, clean the backing plate using brake cleaner and a disposable rag. Lightly coat the shoe guide pads on the backing plate with high-temperature brake grease. Attach the parking brake cable to the lever on the trailing brake shoe. Insert the pin through the backing plate, then position the center of the trailing shoe against the backing plate. Install the trailing shoe hold-down spring, compressing the spring with a screwdriver. Then rotating the pin a quarter turn with needle nose pliers. Make sure the parking brake cable and spring is secured properly underneath the hub, along the backing plate. Install the adjuster into the slot on the trailing shoe. Make sure that the ends of the adjuster are oriented correctly. Install the self-adjusting lever onto the leading shoe. Then position the leading shoe onto the backing plate. Correctly insert the other end of the adjuster into the slot on the leading shoe. Make sure the leading shoe is also centered on the backing plate. A rag is used to help keep the shoe centered while installing the hold-down pins. Install the leading shoe hold-down pin and spring. Make sure the self-adjusting lever tab sits properly on the slot between the adjuster end and the shoe surface. Install the upper return spring in the correct direction to the notches across each shoe. Install the self-adjusting lever spring onto the primary shoe. Install the lower return spring across the shoes. Make sure that both brake shoes are centered and that the upper ends of the shoes properly engage in the slots of the cylinder piston. Install the brake drum onto the hub flange and over the shoes. Pry off the rubber plug in the backing plate. Using a screwdriver inserted through the adjusting hole, turn the adjuster's star wheel until the brake shoes drag on the drum as the drum is rotated, then back off the star wheel until the shoes don't drag. Reinstall the plug in the backing plate. Repeat this procedure on the opposite rear brake drum. Pump the brake pedal several times and operate the parking brake to set the shoes in place. Install the rear wheels and lug nuts. Lower the car to the ground and tighten the wheel lug nuts to the specified torque setting.